Welcome to Recover eBag, the universal one-way recovery and quarantine system for electric vehicles. In the following training video, you will learn how to safely position the Recover eBag using different application scenarios. In these times of increasing amounts of electric vehicles, we offer you a complete guide in case of fire and accident. Our statement is based on three keywords: intuitive, safe, and universal. Just firefighting friendly. The secured and stabilized motor vehicle is extinguished and the surfaces as well as the underground are cooled down to 70 degrees Celsius. The vehicle is then returned to its original condition. The Recover e-bag is placed behind the vehicle, if possible, and prepared for use. The orange belt is hooked into the middle front towing eyelet and carried out in 2 steps to the front of the vehicle. This minimizes possible twisting of the belt and contact with the body floor assembly. Prepare the protective mats, tension belts, and lifting devices around the vehicle in a tactical manner. Lift one side of the vehicle by appropriate means. This provides more room to get the bag into position. Keep this in mind when lifting. The center of gravity of purely electrically driven vehicles is more likely to be in the middle of the vehicle. The black center line serves as a guide for aligning under the damaged motor vehicle. The front edge of the car and the bottom of the container must be aligned. The beginning of the bottom is marked by the red triangles and the black cross line. Pull the sides of the container out from under the raised side of the vehicle and place the protective mats under the tires. On the opposite side, hold the bag in position. Lower the vehicle into the bag and straighten the side walls. In the course of the operation, it may be necessary to carry out cooling measures again and again and to stand by for possible extinguishing measures. Consider a recurring temperature check. Repeat the lifting procedure on the other side while aligning to the side doors. Depending on the situation, start flooding the bag in parallel. Due to this, a consistent firewater retention is already available to them from this point on. The tensioning straps are prefabricated for quick deployment. Start diagonally with red and yellow. Fix the other belt systems according to the size of the vehicle. Caution: do not fix the system too tightly to the vehicle. Watch out for sharp edges and leave space for a sufficient amount of cooling water. Once all belts are locked, the bag is flooded with water until the storage unit is completely enclosed. Usually, a water level up to just above the floor assembly in and around the vehicle is sufficient. The vehicle can now be secured in the Recover e-bag and handed over to the disposal company or other authorities without breaking and remains on the vehicle as a disposable quarantine system. Once the final storage location is reached, the belts can be relaxed and the bag filled to the maximum. This allows the maximum cooling capacity. Continue to watch for leaks due to damage. Let's summarize the most important points again. 1. The vehicle must be secured and stabilized. 2. The surfaces must be cooled below 70 degrees Celsius. 3. Look for live parts and cover them if necessary. 4. The front edge of the car and the container floor form an alignment. 5. Use the underlay mats under tires or rims and watch out for sharp edges. 6. Cooling should always be carried out in parallel. 7. Tighten the belts loosely to the color-matched loops. 8. Flood the system to above the high-voltage storage unit. Every application is different, the location mostly unknown, space not always available. Whether in underground garages, narrow parking spaces, or poorly accessible areas, see now for more possibilities and deployment tactics. Include the adjacent cars in your reconnaissance measure, remembering the risk of spreading. The basic procedure of securing, stabilizing, and extinguishing measures does not change. Position the system in front of the car and pull it parallel under the car. Remember, front edge of car equals front edge of bag. Again, include the adjacent passenger cars in your reconnaissance efforts, remembering the risk of spreading. The basic procedure of securing, stabilizing, and extinguishing measures does not change. If possible, prepare the system on the rear car. If this is still undamaged, staging tarp is ideally suited as a protective base. You already know how to secure the car. Position the system in front of the car and pull it parallel under the car. Remember, front edge of car equals front edge of bag. Place the system unfolded in front of the passenger car and roll the car into it. The floor markings in the container and the low structure of the edge facilitate your procedure. If a lifting system or loading crane is available, the vehicle can of course also be lifted into the prepared container. Pull the corner loops apart with 4 people by means of raked-in tension belts from a distance. Never move under suspended loads. We thank you for your attention and wish you always good success. Come back healthy from the operations.